Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the Fuse who I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoes.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the backyard. My garage is in the middle of it's getting ready to get painted, so it's torn apart, so I can't do a video out there. And I realize that every other room in this house does not have good lighting, and this camera's been struggling for whatever reason. I think it's a low lighting kind of a thing where when the light's not right, it tries to focus, and then when I speak, it gets all screwed up. So I'm hoping this works for now. It's kind of a bummer because, as you can hear, I live kind of close to a major road, and you can kind of hear traffic going. But beer review today, we're going to do a special kind of a beer, for me anyways, being a baseball fan. I went down to AleSmith last Friday, picked up a growler of what's called San Diego 394 Pale Ale, and I'll show you the little pint glass that I got with it. It's pretty sweet. Basically, this beer was a collaboration between AleSmith, who is in the Mira Mesa area of San Diego, or I'm sorry, Miramar area of San Diego, and Tony Gwynn, the legendary San Diego Padre baseball player. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2007, and every year after 2007 he would go back to the induction ceremonies, and a fellow Hall of Famer by the name of Tom Seaver would bring wine every year, and as kind of a rib, he would have everyone drink his wine, and then if there was guys that hit him well, he was a pitcher, if there was guys that hit him well that were there, he wouldn't share his wine with guys. So Tony Gwynn never got to have any of his wine. Being a beer guy, he decided that he wanted to have a beer that he could brew and he could bring every year to share with everyone, since he wasn't getting any wine. And he contacted AleSmith early, I think the beginning of this year, it might have been this year or the end of last year, and basically said, hey, listen, I want to brew a beer that I can bring to the Hall of Fame ceremony with me every year. You know, what can we do? And they met and sat down, and he had let him know, you know, I like hoppy beers, but I don't like bitter beers. So, you know, if you guys can brew something that's hoppy, but it's kind of fruity and sweet, that's what I'm looking for. So they brewed a bunch of different beers, sent them all. I guess he was pretty critical of a lot of the beers, which is cool, I think. And they finally came up with a recipe that they sent and he really liked, and they decided to debut it June of this year. I think it was June 6th. The Padres, every year they do a beer fest down at Petco, and all the major breweries are there, and they debuted this beer and everyone loved it. And as fate would have it, 10 days after the beer was debuted, Tony Gwynn lost his battle with cancer. So they decided to move forward with the beer. It's a draft only beer at the brewery, so the only way you can get it is if you go there, and they started putting kegs out to different bars and restaurants around San Diego. There was one place up in North County that was close to me that had a keg, but it was gone in 2 days, so I never got over there to try it. Fortunately, last week, me and my brother-in-law did a little brewery tour. Went out to Alpine. I've got a video of that to upload, and we stopped by AleSmith on the way back because we've been wanting to try this beer. So I grabbed a little 32-ounce growler so I could bring it home with me. If you guys aren't familiar, growlers, if you go to a brewery, growlers usually come 32, 64, or 64 ounces, and basically you pay for the container and you're able to bring draft only beers home. So it's a good deal. I think this was $6, and then whenever you go you can refill it. And I think the fill for this beer, I think since this is a special beer, it was like 11 or 12 bucks, but you're getting basically 3 beers for 12 bucks. So it's a great deal. So yeah, so the 394 San Diego Pale Ale comes in 6.5% alcohol by volume, and like I said, it's a hoppy, fruity, sweet pale ale, and it was what Tony Gwynn liked. So we're gonna check it out. I just want to review it. There's no other reviews on YouTube with this beer, and I think it's just because you can't get it anywhere. They're talking about hopefully bottling this, which would be awesome. I can smell that already. It smells good. And AleSmith's working with the Padres to have this on tap at Petco all the time, which would be cool, since that's, you know, that's where Tony Gwynn, you know, he's a San Diego Padre guy. They just have it there all the time, which would be great. So pours a very clear, very carbonated, light, kind of an amber color. Looks good in the glass. Bright white, fluffy head. Tons of little bubbles streaming up from the top, or to the top, I'm sorry. Looks, like I said, looks great. Looks, I mean, what you'd expect out of a pale ale. I could smell this when I was pouring it. You get a big hop aroma, real fruity, citrusy, lots of orange. This is more orange than anything. A lot of times with IPA or pale ales and IPAs, when they're hop forward, you'll get like the stone fruit or the grapefruit. This is very, very orange, kind of tangerine smelling. It smells really, really good. Almost smells like an IPA would. And I mean, he said he wanted something that was hop forward, so it definitely smells like that. So go ahead and check this out. Cheers, everyone. Cheers to Tony Gwynn. Oh, that is good. That's delicious. Big hop presence right when you get the beer in your mouth. Big orange, citrus, tangerine flavors, but it's not bitter at all on the back end. It finishes fruity, really sweet. The malt that's in there balances those hops out really, really well. That's a great beer. 6.5%. I mean, you could session this easy. I mean, it's a nice day out right now. 32 ounces, that's what, 3 beers. I mean, I'll probably sit and drink this whole thing watching the Giants game tonight. Really, really good. I really hope they end up bottling this beer, because it's a fantastic pale ale. This kind of reminds me, I don't want to say it's as good, but it's comparable to, I had Zombie Dust. I uploaded a video, I don't know, like a week or so ago. Same kind of a deal, really hop forward pale ale, very fruity, very fragrant, kind of floral. Not bitter though on the finish, really, really sweet. So that's a great beer. But I'm for sure I'll go back down there and get that growler refilled and have some more of that. Definitely. When I was down there, they actually had it on nitro, and it was really, really good. So yeah, that'll do it for this one. If you guys are around San Diego and you've seen this, and you see this video and you've had this beer, let me know what you think of it. If you visit this area, go check out AleSmith for sure. They have so many good beers. Between they have their Belgian Strong Horny Devil. They're known for Speedway Stout. They make a great nut brown, really, really good IPA, a good extra pale ale, and then with the 394 pale ale, I mean, they're a solid, one of the best breweries in San Diego, in my opinion. So that's gonna wrap this one up. As always, thank you for the likes, thank you for the comments, thank you for subscribing. I think I'm 6 or 7 people away from 500 subscribers, so that's really, really exciting for me. I really, really appreciate all you guys subscribing and watching and commenting and all that good stuff. So until next time, I will see you guys later. Cheers.
Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the Fuse, so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.